There are a few ways to remove dark circles in portrait photos using Photoshop, and it's going to depend on what photo you use. If you want to follow along with this one, go ahead and open up darkcircles.jpg. Some people are going to care more than others about dark circles. Everyone has these to an extent. A lot of guys don't care. A little bit of stubble and adds a little personality. You know, it just depends on the model that you're taking photos of, whether it's an actor you're taking a promotional photo for, or if it's an engagement photo, couples photo. You can really overdo this, and I'll show you a couple different ways to make it more subtle. So go ahead and press Control-J on the PC, Command-J on the Mac. And so first method I want to go over is the healing brush tool. If you click and hold on the spot healing brush tool, go to the healing brush tool, and make sure you have a soft edge brush. So we need hardness set to 0%, and you can press left and right bracket, of course, to resize, but if you just hover over, you see kind of the size that we need. So hold down Alt on the PC or Option on the Mac to set an area to sample from, and then click and drag over like so, and then it gets rid of it. You can see the before over here and the after over here. I think it overdoes it a little bit for this photo, so we could bring the opacity down. This is why we work on a new layer to make it more of a subtle effect. I think that blends a little bit better right there on the left. So that's the first method, is the healing brush tool. You can also try the patch tool, and so as long as source is selected up here, make sure patch is set to normal, not content aware, because sometimes it can kind of pull from areas we don't want. And just click and drag and make a selection around here, and then drag it down for an area to pull it from. And then we have the before and after. This one is a bit overdone. Alright, and you'll see I did that on the background layer without duplicating it. I'm going to step backward twice. So that's why we work on a duplicated layer, obviously, because you could adjust the opacity more. I'm going to duplicate the layer for our next version, which is I'm going to do the patch tool again. But this time, after I apply it, click and drag it down. You can go up to Edit, Fade. So it's Fade Patch Selection. And we can adjust the opacity of it here instead of up in the layer, which we could still affect that, but makes it just a more subtle effect. Alright, so there's the before, and there's the after. And the fourth method I want to go over is you can also try the clone stamp tool. It's not going to try to figure out, like some of these are, how to best mix the pixels. It's going to just pull it from one area to the other. So we do need to do some custom settings up here. I would set the opacity down, maybe 25%, 50%, depending on your photo. I think for this one, 50% is fine. And then adjust it to one of the blending modes. So I'm gonna set it to lighten for this one. And then I'm going to Alt click here, and then click and drag up here. And it's very subtle. All right, before, after. Keep some of the texture underneath, and it is pulling from here. If we didn't have that lighten effect or that opacity down, I don't think it would work as well, because you're pulling at a different shadow area and different skin tones than right up there. So if we wanted to do the other one, just Alt click, click and drag, and there we go. So those are 4 methods to remove dark circles under the eyes. Again, remember to do this on a duplicated layer so you can adjust the opacity after the fact.